Alright. I think we're back. Experiments with asteroid productivity levels and whatnot, and right in the middle of that we got cut off. So I guess we're gonna do them again, because I don't know exactly when they got cut off. And I don't even remember if I already was in editor mode in this specific save, so we'll go again. So the thing is, normally you can get a lot of legendary calcite from space because of the... Basically what you get, I guess you get the asteroid back only 5% of the time with the advanced recipe. Even with 300% productivity bonus you will only get it back 20% of the time instead of 80% of the time like with the basic recipe. Okay, so the advanced recipe actually isn't that OP with higher productivity levels, but the basic recipe is, because the productivity also applies to the metallic asteroid chunk byproduct, and if you get it back 80% of the time, basically every asteroid is worth 5 asteroids, and then with 300% productivity bonus you get 4 products out of every one of those 4 asteroids, so you get like 16 times the product, right? I think maybe we should worry less about the specifics for now and just try setting something up. We need to finish building the space platform. We need to get the asteroid collectors collecting asteroids in the first place. We can then later decide what exactly we want to do with the recipes and whatnot. I think for now it is kind of looking like we do not need anything but iron. Copper we've got enough. Ice is useless. Calcite is kind of useless except for getting stone, but we can get it on Vulcanus so easy. I guess the point of a space casino is you can get everything in space though. But we would still need lava to make stone from calcite, so we can only really do that on Vulcanus anyway. I guess we're making a space casino purely to get quality iron for now. And maybe some of that carbon to make a quality coal. Yeah, so we need lava for that. The only way we can get stone is by having lava. The only way we can have lava is on Vulcanus, or I guess shipping it up in barrels and flying it through space to Norvis, but that makes less sense than just mining the calcite on Vulcanus straight up, right? We have not attacked legendary quality yet, no. Basically we are several millions away from being able to do Prometheum signs, which we are going for first. And it's 10 million to unlock legendary quality altogether. So it's gonna take a while. For now this is a practice session basically, I suppose. Let's set it up for rare. Let's set it up for rare and iron, and then we can later do it for legendary for all of it once we have it. So yeah, let's just load the actual game so time progresses. I do not want to spend a lot of time in editor mode because we need to progress science. Yeah, I did look towards stacking all technologies. It does appear there's only about 50 million left in terms of technology, about 50 million. So that's entirely obtainable. Like 50 million signs divided. Our tech base is 8,000 minutes or 140 hours. So it would take only 140 hours to complete the tech tree. But since we are 540 hours in, that doesn't seem out of the realm of the possible. That does not include any of the infinite technologies, obviously. Like, for example, research productivity, which would be very welcome. But yeah, it is obtainable. It is also kind of useless, because why do we need like stronger explosives 5 or something? Doesn't really make sense to go for that. So it's not a direct goal, but obviously if we go mega base, we will complete the tech tree completely as well. For now though, I think I just need to continue building the platform. So we have built out to this point, so now we can paste a little bit of the next step out to here, but not further. But the space platforms shall continue on outwards ever so slowly until they have gone all the way around. Okay, so we will have to remember to do that every now and then. Let me just add this one so I can just go there easily. And we can just paste it every now and then. And hopefully that'll work out. Yeah, researching quality is not gonna so much break the existing builds, since we're just stuffing anything that's rare in a chest, but our inserters are set up wrong everywhere. Because I just set quality 2 and 3 on there instead of doing the mathematical thing with the higher than uncommon or whatever. Alright. So let's see, we need the same amount of asteroid collectors, 220 regular asteroid collectors. I still haven't connected the entire thing. So let's just go with the numbers on here. That's 2000 bells, 500 undergrounds, 220 inserters, 220 asteroid collectors. I'm pretty sure we don't have those. Yeah, okay, we don't. So that's a great opportunity to try to make some more quality ones. We need regular quality ones. 220, that's 4000 low density structures. So let's try grabbing maybe 10k. I think we can do that. So if we multiply this by 10, that seems right. And then the blue chips 50. So those are the amounts we need. We can let the bots handle that. That'll make us all the asteroid collectors. I guess for the rest is we need the power. Don't know how much power we need, but I guess we could simply start off by copying this. Just some solar panels along the sides. Maybe we'll do rares. Alright, we are obviously not going to throw out any asteroid collectors this time. Any asteroids, we're just gonna reprocess them. Okay, we can move out to the side a little bit further yet again. Alright, so... Why do I have one logistics box every time? I think if we go forward, I will need to make a proper mall at some point. Like I kinda put myself into a corner here. Let's grab some rare chests. So I needed to put 2 sets in every chest instead of 1. Alright, that'll do. That'll make us our asteroid collectors. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but that's fine. Okay, in the meantime, we can launch these things up. Or at least supply them to the bots. Currently we're busy with something else. I guess the ship from Fulgora is here. No? Where are we exporting blue chips? Oh, the ship from Aquilo is here, I think. Yeah, the ship from Aquilo must be here. Requesting the blue chips. Oh yeah, there we are. Alright. Yeah, that was the annoying part of building this, I remember now. Okay, I'm not sure how much power we need, but we're gonna send up 128 uncommon solar panels if we have them. Let's see if we've got rare ones. I don't think we've got extra rare ones now. Alright, not in the quantity we need. We also had 1 accumulator. Just to keep an eye on the power levels. That should get the asteroids collectors working already, at least the ones which exist. We'll send those off manually. Okay, we're almost at the size. Once we are outwards, it will go faster. Then this will be visible immediately. Then we just go down and the entire back will be available in one single go. That should build some of the solar panels. This is an electric energy interface, alright. It's not a... Not an accumulator. Okay, so we got power. One second. Alright. Are we still up? Or did that kill the connection? We are still going. Okay, that's good news. Alright, so we simply just have to flick the request missing construction materials and it will request the belts and whatever. You know, whenever the Vulcan ship is not requesting plastic, so it's gonna take a little bit of time. That's fine. We don't have enough platform storage because we haven't finished building out this entire thing yet. So let's keep working on that. I guess we could temporarily just I mean, we're going to need some sort of playground anyway, right? To build on. I think I just want to build it in this general area. Let's just fill the chunk. And that'll free up a little bit of space in here. And we can later move that out. That's about a 2x2 chunk area. That should maybe, hopefully be enough to get us started. We're still launching plastics. Let's go check on those asteroid collectors. Okay, I think we might have the, I know we need 200, but we have 138 already, 2 extra rare ones. And we need 220, let's take 120. So 100 more. I think we're almost out to the sides now. We're still launching up plastics. This is the last launch of the plastics. And it should be some time again before this guy is back. Why not a moving one? So I just want to experiment with. This is the first one I'm building, so I'm just making it simple. No moving parts, literally. We just have the chunks spawning next to Novice. We don't need to worry about destroying them or damage or whatever. We're gonna start by doing it simple. Alright, so I guess we also need a bunch of crushers. We did already make those in bulk last time. We'll start with some regular ones. Normally I would design this in editor mode and then just launch up the stuff I need up there. But we're actually gonna be just building it and seeing how it's gonna work, right? So yeah, we'll see. I do need the crushers up there. I think we need only crushers, realistic. We can design the belts and inserters around that later on. If we have the crushers, we can put the recipes on there and things will be clear. So let's send up those 50 crushers then. No idea how many we're gonna need yet. You know the asteroid spawn rates, right? We had the whole thing. I remember the parameter. We got 1200 by 400, so that's 3200 tiles of parameter with the 432 extra. 432 extra, so 3632. See if I still remember the formula. So we spawn 0.0125 asteroid. Per 1024 tiles of parameter. Dang it, I've lost the formula. 0.0125 asteroids per tick. This is per tick. So it's 45 a minute. 45 minutes it was. 0.0125 per tick is 3/4 second is 45 a minute. So we start with 45. Yeah, and then it's just divided by 1024 times platform parameter. So there we have our 159. We're gonna call that 160 because we want a little bit of overproduction. So it's gonna be 80 metallics to start with per minute. 160 in total. This many oxides, this many carbons, and this many metallics. Alright. So we need the lowest common denominator. Did we already launch up the crushers? We'll just quickly launch those up manually. Alright, we have made it to the sides. We can actually build a large chunk now in one go. It's gonna take a while to build, but we don't need to paste it so often anymore. We should have some of those things in here. So now we can actually build it. And it will get built. Asteroids actually... We should already start collecting them on this belt, I suppose. You know, if any asteroids would be spawning. I guess those will come over time. Alright, so now we can start this thing. So we want only, for now we want only rare stuff, right? We want only rare stuff. So we need basically one of these. 2 of these. 3 of these, that's the ratio in which the starting asteroids are gonna come in. I guess that ratio will define the amount of machines we need. Further on down the line as well. I mean, you can calculate this, but they have the same recipe shape. So I guess the asteroids that go through to round 2 should have the same configuration as the ones coming in. Is that actually correct or no? Okay, so we get 3 of these coming in. We get 1.2 metallics out of that, and 0.6 of the other 2 types. So 1.2 and 0.6. Here we get 2 of these coming in. Wait, this is crushing. We need reprocessing. So we get 0.8. Okay, I'm gonna need to write this down. Let's count metallics first. We'll count in tens. Let's say 30 metallic asteroids come in. 40% of those will be metallics, which means 12 metallics. So we got 12 metallics, 6 carbonic and 6 oxides coming out. Let's just note it 1266 for now. Alright. Then we got 20 of these coming in. So 8 carbonics and 4 of the other ones. So 4, 8, 4. And then we got 10 of these coming in, which means 4, 2, 2. Or if we do it in the same order, 2, 2, 4. So if we add that together, metallics is 12, 4 and 2. So it's 18. Carbonics is 6, 8 and 2. 16. And oxide is 6, 4 and 4. That's 14. So it's pretty close, the ratio of stuff that's gonna come out. So we got 60 asteroids going in. We should then get back in total 48. And if we count up 18, 16 and 14, that indeed is together 48. So it looks like that's correct. So going forward, we kind of get a 50-50 division. I guess 33% division of asteroids. All right. So that means, well, we do need this for the original asteroids coming in. In practice, what we need down the line is more something like an equal amount of all. I guess it will tend towards that, since if we have an equal amount of everything coming in, the same shape of the recipe will result in the same outputs. Right, so we're gonna build an equal amount of everything, I suppose. That makes things simple. Then we can just start off with the 160 asteroid requirement. So 160 a minute are coming in. This thing consumes 0.5 asteroids a second and spits out 0.4 asteroids a second. So it only actually consumes 0.1 asteroid per second, or 6 asteroids per minute. So we divide it by 6. And then the total amount of machines we need is 26 basically, across all qualities. So that basically means almost all of them in regular quality, and then a very small amount of them in better quality. Because the highest quality modifier we can get right now is 6.4% with 2 rare quality Mark II modules. So 6.4% of these are going to be better quality. So that's 1.7 machines. So basically 1 machine per type. So this is going to be a small platform then. We basically... we're going to overbuild it a little, but... basically, we got to make sure we've got enough metallic processing capacity to process the initial bulk coming in. Okay, so we got 18, 16, 14. That's then the first result, but the initial result coming in is going to be I guess the division is going to be 80. I guess we also got to do with the 30 thing. 30, 20, 10. That's what's going to come in. That turns into 18, 16, 14. And that turns into basically 0.8 times 48. We're just going to assume from this point on it's equal. So 13, 13, 13, etc, etc. Then 30, 10, 10, 10. And so on. I don't know what this will go down to. 24, 8, 5. That will keep looping for a while. Uh, 8, 5, and 3, so 10. Let's give plus 2 plus 2. That is the final amount. Then it's all recycled away. I decided 23, 26, 30. So it's another 30 of each. It's another 43 of each. And if we up that, let's say 44, then we have 60 of each. Roughly speaking. And with the initial amounts added to that, we get 90, 80, 70. That's the amount we need to process really. 9 to 8 to 7, roughly. That is almost exactly that 27 machines that we need. So I guess if we build 10 metallics, 9 oxide and 9 carbonic and 8 oxide, that should do. I'm just gonna go with that now. That is 27 machines. Alright. 3, 6, 9, 10, 9, and 8. That's the level 1 configuration we need. And then basically everything above that is going to be just one machine. I think we'll play it safe. And use 2 for uncommon. And then eventually we will add 1 for rare, 1 for epic. and perhaps even in the case of carbon and ice, one for legendary if we want to get more metals instead of coal. But that's basically what we'll need then. That is 41 machines. That's unacceptable. Then we need 42 machines, obviously. So we'll add one of those as well, and we'll probably just disable it. Alright, so let's build the last 2 arms, and the rest will be automatically... The next step should do the entire thing. Asteroids should be piling up already, they are. Alright. I guess we're reading each section of the belt individually here. Yeah, we need to wait doing anything with that until the entire thing is pasted. Using the LDS hack, you need you kind of need the infinite research things for the LDS hack. Yeah, the edited episodes and the streams are at entirely completely different points in time in the playthrough. Just bought Factorio, I'm 35 hours in. Should I buy Space Age? First complete the base game, I would say. Then if you still like it, go ahead and buy the expansion. If you count it like money spent per hours of enjoyment you'll get out of it, it's probably one of the best purchases you'll ever do. What tea are you drinking? The legendary, highly effective tea known as coffee. Right, still up. That is good news. Those are the kind of things I want to hear. I don't want to see all those F's in chat all the time. Right, so we got 42 machines. That is good. We launched up 50, so I guess good foresight. I don't really want to make a tiered system. I'm just gonna collect all asteroids and throw them on a giant loop. We do need to put the quality modules in. So we basically need I guess only 39 machines are gonna get quality modules. These already they cannot go up in quality, obviously. So 39 by 2, 78 quality modules. Let's just grab those. And for the rest we'll need some productivity modules. Probably Mark III productivity modules, which we are in short supply of at this moment. But I guess we could spare 2 of them to do the metal stuff. I guess we'll have 1 metal machine and 1 coal machine. I have 6 modules on me, that's a sign. I'll use 1 for every recipe then. And send up 2 stacks of those. We'll drop down the rest again, but just in case I'm missing something, we can do that. Let's do the annoying part with those modules as well. The recipes are probably slow enough for basic inserters. We got basic inserters up there. Yeah, we'll bring the rest in later. We'll just launch these up for now. Those got launched automatically. Alright, let's hover over the lake with Ben the fish for good luck. While we are out on the Space Casino. Okay, I'm going to design the eventual state and then we'll just adapt it down to rare quality because that's what we got at the moment. Okay, and then here we want those productivity modules. Oh no, wait, not yet. I guess here we want the efficiency modules to conserve power. And then we still need more crushers then to do the actual recipe stuff, which we theorized earlier. Let's for now just copy one of each recipe. Yeah, we're not gonna do copper, we're gonna do this. I think we're just gonna go for the metals, man. I think we're just gonna go for the metals. So this should be metallic asteroid crushing. I guess legendary, we'll pretend we'll have legendary already. So that's gonna get us our legendary iron ore. And then we'll just productivity smelt that into iron plates, I suppose. Guess we could, I know we need legendary stone for that as well. We don't need legendary iron ore to make concrete, right? We can do the foundry recipe where we just need the bricks. So we already can smelt. This in here. And just send the iron plates down. For later care though, we just want to design the carousel right now. Alright, so basically the asteroids are just gonna come in. I got a nice queue waiting up already. I think we still need to paste the last section actually. Okay, there we go. That's the entirety of the thing. Green. Okay, so now the entire thing will get built. Nice. And no more asteroids should be floating in this interior eventually. Alright, so in its simplest form, we basically just want a large loop where all the asteroids can go on. Now we just need to put this amount of collectors next to there and put the asteroids back on the belt. And then the legendary ones are gonna get picked off and put into here. This is fairly simple, really. I guess eventually, if you do large amounts of asteroids, you'll have to worry about belt throughput and whatever. But I don't think we're at that stage just yet. Let's just let the asteroids come down to this point now. Gonna send a bunch of extra belts up. We're gonna just keep using yellow belts because why not? Don't think we'll need extra undergrounds really. We might need a splitter. We don't need a splitter. I want a splitter. I want one splitter. Let's send up a stack of splitters. Like Johnny Sido to the rescue. For the splitters. Right, hopefully that'll do the right belts. I just pasted that entire thing. That could be the cause that none of this is getting built at the moment. Just want these things to be built. I'll just do this. How it will get built, and we can Control Z this back into existence, I suppose. Alright, this sometimes happens. That's alright. So I want to make a nice pattern. I don't really know though. I guess we could kind of alternate these. Maybe we should not worry too much about how to do it. Just one in, one out. Put it next to here. Because technically we would want to do the inside of the belt thing again. Which means we want a long-handed inserter to grab it in, because this is going to go on the outside of the belt then, and eventually come back on the inside. Well, then we have just a long line of these things. Guess we're gonna have a long line of these things. I guess we have 42. 21 per side. We just to go with a single long line in order. Let's grab a little bit. It's kinda annoying. Then 9. That's also 9. And 8. We need 10 of these. Oh god. This might have been a mistake. Well, I guess we're gonna all place them in a long, boring line. It's not very visual, though, if we do it like that, but let's start off like that. I guess we could technically just send off all the quality asteroids in a different direction. So we'll just have these up here. That should be 27. 27 is okay, I suppose. Kinda hate the configuration though. I guess we can do this. If we start off like such. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. That's too many. Now we have 8 of the ice ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of the cool ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of the metallic ones. So we need 2 more metallic ones. We need coal in the middle. We need a carbon one in the middle. Interesting. Carbon in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 is 9. Oxide is 8, and 10 metallics. So basically just plop one metallic at the end. That should be 27. That is the configuration that we want. We have a nice mix. And I'm not going to do any splitter shenanigans. We'll grab it with a long-handed, we'll put it back with a short-handed. Over the entire line. Alright, let's grab some long-handeds. I think a single stack is going to be enough. Oh god. That's going to cause issues again. I'm just gonna add 2 more, but these will only these will not grab. I just hate those symbols, man. Okay, I'm just gonna put all the qualities on there. I think that... Does that look better? I guess we could say bigger than this. Yeah, maybe this is better. And that just goes onto a different belt. And then we have how many left? Well, 6 and 9. It's 15. 15. Except now we have equal amounts of all machines. We could have 16. Or 17 if we copy this one. One which does the actual processing. We can have 2 of those perhaps. Then we add 15. And just do a similar loop below. Now we need to divide these in an aesthetically pleasing way. I think we just do these in order, really. Let's see which way the carousel goes. Maybe this carousel can go the other way around. For contrast. Okay, so if we pick it up here, it goes back on here. So it will pass all the machines again. Okay, so let's just start from this side. And then we'll add every flavor in line. We could do like some gaps between there. Because we have space now. I guess the legendary ones, they should get some conditions. Depending on what we're trying to get out of it. Let's do metallics on the left side as the final one. That is gonna break the 42, I suppose. Let's just add more of these on the sides. We won't need them. We'll pretend we'll have better quality modules. Then it's kind of symmetric. Yeah, same principle. We grab him. They're gonna be on the outside. And yeah, this is no, we have to do it the other way, right? Oh, no, no, it is correct actually. Is it? They go on the outside, they come on the inside. No, that is bad. They'll go unnecessarily long on the belt, but in general it's okay. They do come back on the inside. Alright, and these should get conditions right. For now, we can just say enabled if nothing, and it will be disabled by default. So these will never take. I guess in our specific case we need to do that for the rare ones. We don't want to reprocess any rare ones for now. Except we actually do want to reprocess carbonics and oxides to start with, just to get started. We can later decide if we want to do anything else. If we want to do anything else, we do want to reserve more space for doing this kind of stuff. We can move this outwards to line up with those. And then we can have a pair to the carbon recipe of either variant. I guess we'll put it on rare for now, because we're gonna use rare. Let's do rare. And I guess that could deal with oxides. Now I have what? 51? Okay. We're just gonna deal with what we have right now. And this is gonna work differently. Here we will want to grab the asteroids. And we still want to put back the asteroids. Let's put filters on these as well, just for clarity. And then the iron ore goes out to be smelted, I suppose. Let's just tailor make this one to make iron. And we'll set it up for rare. I guess it's over optimistic if I want to put like 2 furnaces per machine. Having 2 of these machines is already stupidly optimistic. But it is symmetric, so we'll do it anyway. And we have 6 modules on board. So this should have a rare quality iron ore then. We'll smelt it. And then out come the rare quality iron plates. I guess those can technically go straight into the hub right here. This is then the entire this is the entire build. I guess we can align it better. And that goes into the hub. And then this entire thing will fit right above here. Cannot really do funny hole in the platform shenanigans if we do it like this though. Alright, we don't need to do funny hole shenanigans. So this could literally go like right above here. It will not be very flexible if I do so. But it's a practice platform. I guess we could just make it one wider. And then the entire thing could move a little bit down. It looks like we do need some fake undergrounds then. Okay, so now what are we missing? 16 regular inserters, 4 long-handed, 2 furnaces and 100 asteroid collectors. Branlumi, I don't know nothing about handheld gaming, so I can't help you there. This game is pretty addicting though. I forgot the counts now. Okay, doesn't matter, we'll just grab a stack and send down the rest. What if we needed those or those? 2 furnaces, we should have those somewhere around. We don't actually, okay. Let's see if the bots have something for us. We want to make 2. The asteroid collectors should be done. Okay, that's a lot of asteroid collectors. 8 more rare ones. There's 100 normal ones. Yes, the collectors can go in these boxes. We don't need them right away. And then we can go back to Johnny's silo. For 16 regular ones. And then the 2 furnaces. They probably did not need to be rare quality, but it's space stuff. Right. Be gone again stuff. I think this asteroid collector is... At least the platform should be finished by now. All the way to the end. Yeah, except the asteroid collectors themselves. So they could, the asteroids could still score a goal somewhere down here. We're gonna get a nice influx of asteroids that will tell us if we've got enough of them. I think we should get enough of them and we should be able to build out the entire thing. I kind of want to grab my splitter here. And that way we get asteroids on both sides of the belt. Okay, so the red one tells us the complete amount of asteroids on the belt. Well, it does not do that for this one. We can, I guess we can still do this. No? Can't. Alright, so this section is kinda unnecessary then. I think that deletes the asteroids though. Okay, we don't get them back. We still have a little bit of space left. We can do some stuff, but it still has to stay connected. It's not really super visual like this. Kind of looks dumb, but alright, I suppose. That could be something. Okay, the asteroids are ready. They're flowing down the belt. Let's make it so all the asteroids can flow everywhere. I think we're ready to switch it on. I think. I'm kind of curious how much this is gonna produce. I hope it's gonna work. At least we got through portable fusion reactor in this time frame. Do we need a lane balancer? Eventually we should be able to get rid of the entire backlog. That was the plan at least. So I guess we're just gonna watch this now for a little and see what's actually gonna happen. I guess this entire site is gonna stay so yeah, the metal reroller is disabled. These are enabled. Of course, Epic and Legendary is not gonna do anything by default because we don't have any Epic or Legendary yet because it's not researched and won't be for a while. But Space Casino, here we go. I'm curious how much iron this is gonna get us. Then the only thing we really need to do is let this guy request the iron from space, or we just force it down. That's kind of dangerous. So let's do that. So instead of requesting it, we'll just force down the iron plates. Force it down like this. If we get any iron plates in here, it's gonna get force dropped. It's gonna appear in here. It would be fun if that was like barely connected. Like one over here. Only rare quality roboports for me. Do I have any in stock? Do I have only rare quality? No, I have plenty of regular ones. Okay, so I don't need to sweat over that. Let's grab some regulars. And now I'm just hoping that one inserter will do the trick, really. We can do this instead, perhaps. And we can do 3 chests at least. And we'll start requesting the iron. And I guess on the other side, we'll use active providers. And 3 of these in the middle, which bring it out. And then the logistics bots on this side will pick it up and bring it to the general storage. That is how bot automation should be done, right? I'm doing it right? Please let me know if I'm doing it right. So we won't, if we do it like this, we should not have a situation like this happening on Novice. Except way more colorful. As basically anything that doesn't fit in the cargo bay is just gonna get yeeted out of it. We still have a bunch of space, but we probably want to keep that available for other things. Let's just put the filters on there. I kind of don't want that yet. I want to see how fast this goes. I hope it won't interfere with my science stuff. But I have so many bots in here. I think we should be good. Alright, let's save here. We're 98% on this anyway. So 98% fusion reactor and rare iron from space casino. Let's test it. This is the initial test. So like I say, normally I don't like testing like this in game. I usually just go around in editor mode where I can actually just test the system as we're designing it. Because now we cannot. We're just hoping it works. And that the amounts of machines are correct and whatnot. If it's not, then we'll have to adapt the design again. But you know, it's 1000 times science cost, and we have finally entered the period where we're waiting for text to complete so we can go ahead and do Prometheum science. So we are designing and testing in the actual playthrough this time. Suppose let's go. Can I find a nice perspective? Do I need this list, or can I just do this perhaps? We won't be able to see production stats, but we will be able to just see the stuff flow a little. Let's just go like this. Alright, I hope I have 2 belts left over. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, the first issue is... It's not really an issue, right? But... Okay, we immediately get quality ones on the belt already. Look at that. That's nice. Those should get picked off by these inserters. And put on the belt below. Right. And those get reprocessed over here. No? Oh, they first need to travel around the entire belt loop because... Of course they do. We want to see shiny things moving on the belt, right? We don't have that many asteroids, so... I kind of wish I would have upgraded this belt loop at least to red. If it would be a green loop, it could do the full 4 yellow belt lanes on one side. Okay, we got some rare ones on the belt already. Alright. Here we go. And we're reprocessing these. Nothing came out. Nothing came out. They both got deleted. Alright. Here we got some rare ones. Okay, the first... Okay. Right, so here we are reprocessing the rare ones. That one got turned into an ice one, unfortunately. There's another metallic. I'm curious what we will be producing. I have the feeling my near side of the belt priority thing is not really working as it should. Why are there so many asteroids on the near side here? Let's stop putting asteroids on the belt before I have to delete them all. I don't know why that was not working. Why is that not working correctly? We're putting it on this side, it loops around. It goes in here. We should be prioritizing the inside of the belt, just like we have been relying on that for forever. Like on here. We are reading the entire belt here though, so perhaps we should do something like this. Except not throw the asteroids out into space at the end. Maybe we do want something like this then. So that should sort the asteroids into their own columns eventually. And then we can do the same. The same thing over here. Let's just copy that part for now. It is a little bit, the numbers are low, but for the rest it should be fine. Without the upgrade. So now we are reading the entire belt. These are the asteroids that are on there. I guess it kind of makes sense. The belt is much longer. I guess we can roughly double the numbers then. Eventually, the numbers are going to be different. Okay, let's just make up new numbers. Say about 100 belts, so that fits 400 asteroids. The problem is these asteroids are coming back on the belt as well, so probably want something fairly similar. Alright, so for now this won't really work, but eventually this should happen. Nicely organized asteroid columns. I guess for now, if we do this again, it will not help. We need to get rid of this entire backlog first. How is it going anyway with the plates? It does look to be fair. It look to go fairly well. We are actually not smelting it fast enough. Or are we? I guess maybe we also want to read this entire belt. If it was not at maximum capacity here. That is over 100 rare iron a minute from... Well, it's a large platform, but still. I guess when it goes legendary it will be much less, but for now it looks like this is not fast enough. I guess there goes the holes in the platform. I want to put a beacon there, but it should only affect these guys. Two and two. Now we have space to put a beacon on there without affecting the quality crushers. As such, I suppose. Giving it some ears. Yeah, we could put some speed modules in. We will probably be way too fast. Yeah, that's what happens, right? So now it's all off by one tile. It would be better if the entire build was one tile further to the north. But I don't really want to do that right now, because... Okay, beacons go on there. I missed the completion of the research completely. I'm that engrossed into this stuff. I guess we don't even need Mark II speed modules, but let's get them out there anyway. It would be better if I could get more inserters on this. I guess we technically still can. I'm missing inserters already. Let's just see what the new speed becomes when the beacons arrive. Oh, no, actually that's enough. 3.32 iron a second. That is within the limits of 2 of these inserters. Okay, so now we're gonna grab 4 of these. We don't care about launch costs. That should bump up the production a bit. Means we might want Mark III speed modules in there. Let's first see how this goes. We're up to 24 rare iron asteroids on this belt already. Hopefully this will This should at least be able to double the speed, right? Even more. We were doing 0.9, I think. Now we're doing 3.3, so that's 3.5 times the output. Let's see how that goes. This thing is already working way better than I was daring to hope. The only thing is, I'm entirely unsure why the near side of the belt stuff isn't working. Maybe it is working actually. The thing is, we get 80% of the asteroids back instead of 20, so maybe it is working. Let me just launch up 116 fast bells. I like yellow bells as much as the next guy, which is probably not a lot. We're already requesting plastics there again, right? Fine. Yeah, it was 116. Oh, let's just launch another stack up there. Space Casino. I mean, upgrading the belt does not increase the capacity. Zoop. But if I upgrade everything except for like one belt over here, for instance, that should always create gaps on the belt. So these inserters will always have space to output unless the entire belt is filled up. Let's try that. So the entire outside of the belt is going to be filling up, I'm pretty sure. We'll see how it goes for the inside. I'm back from Vulcanus in the live playthrough. Yeah, we already finished the game in the live playthrough indeed. How is this counter going? Okay, we're down to 11 rare ones. We were up to 23, so this is working. We have already produced 3000 rare eye platform, and we've been going at it for what? Less than 15 minutes. Okay, this is way too powerful already. I don't even have asteroid productivity or anything researched. I can see why space casinos are so completely over the top OP. I'm not even trying and I'm already producing, I guess, up to 400 per minute. This is gonna fall. This should fall after we run out of rare asteroids, but it's significant. I think this has the intent or the desired effect. The inside lane of the asteroid does seem a lot clearer. My first space casino. Okay, this side of the belt is actually almost entirely empty now. And that's because the carbon ones are stuck. That's fine. They will get unstuck at some point. And then the entire rows and columns will be organized. Okay, so everything is nicely organized until this point. I guess it should declutter itself. So I'll just let it on going. It does look like we are processing more asteroids than we are generating. At least, maybe not. These belts are still all the way backed up, I suppose. So we still need to get rid of all of this backlog. That will only start flowing once the... I guess now, once the carbon asteroid stuff flows down. Yeah, I did flip those belts on purpose for a little. Is there a reason Warptorio Super Kit is not in the movie night place? Ah, okay. No, I guess I never added it. Yeah, stationary platform for... This is the first stationary space casino. I mean, it's generating 160 asteroids a minute. 160 asteroid chunks, I guess. That is way less than you could get from any self-respecting moving platform. Yeah, this is grabbing a lot of stuff, right? Even moving at a quite low speed through space. This is the only ship that's flying at the moment. It does look like a lot of chunks, but it was only like 16 or something. These arms, they are like like regular office workers. They make it look like they're a lot more busy than they actually are. Look at them grabbing. And they're only like grabbing like 6 things or something. It looks like they're grabbing dozens. Maybe it's not that... I think we can actually see that because we're throwing most of them overboard again. So we don't have actually production statistics of... I guess we can see the asteroid kills. I mean, if we're shooting 73 small ones a minute, that's 150 asteroid chunks a minute. How is a 10 minute? Okay, we don't really have a 10 minute. You can filter by small. If we add this up, 26 and 60 is about 86. We double that because every one of these small ones yields 2 chunks. So if we catch all of them, it's actually not that much better. Okay, now we have like 90. It's kind of jumping all over the place, I suppose. 60, 80, 90. 90, it's 180 chunks a minute, but we're definitely not catching all of them. Some of them are just flying off into space because of the random movement that gets added to it. So I would say this is actually not generating that many. It's generating the same order of magnitude amount of chunks than the stationary platform is doing at 160 a minute. So maybe it's not that bad at all. It is definitely far simpler to build because it's just a copy of... It's just a straight up copy of the space science platforms. So we already had this part designed. We only designed a new interior for it. And designed is a big word for something that looks like this. Right, we are almost decluttered now. Yeah, we're up to here. So there's only a small distance left to go. Let me just flip all of these. Only this one can feed. I am going to flip this around for now. Because those metallics just keep on coming. And they don't stop coming. What exactly is being tested at the moment? We're not really testing anything. We're just trying to make rare iron from space. 6,000 rare iron already made. We're basically turning all the asteroids into rare metallic ones. Even rare carbonic and rare oxide ones are getting turned into hopefully metallic ones. There we go, another metallic one. Why not legendary? Because 10 million signs. That is gonna take a while to get there. And Prometheum Science has the what's that called? Priority. Dang it. Well, we'll research fast and further eventually. I mean, we beat the game, so we are allowed to research fast and further now. I kind of want to complete the final science pack without fast and furthers as well, though. But yeah, eventually, if we go Mega Base, we'll need it because of the UPS issues. I mean, we don't have any UPS issues right now. We can still go about 2 times game speed, so it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm wondering if I can split these metallics. They're gonna be on the wrong sides though. That's not gonna work. I would have to make them all go through one. Okay, how's it going? Right, the belt is empty. Good, finally. Let's flip it. And then we can do the actual splitters on there. Alright. And now it's nicely organized, finally. I guess the oxide asteroids are always going to be empty. And the metallics are going to be backed up. We're still getting through the backlog. But at least this should start flowing again now. Okay, all of it is flowing. So now we're truly backing up all the way. I'm wondering if it would help. No, that's... I should have saved before doing that. Alright, so be it. Where is the impurities from here? We'll delete those. Alright, don't touch it. It's working. Don't touch it. Eventually, it will go away. We're feeding with both belts simultaneously, and there is always space on here, so we should be alright. I think those numbers can go up by a lot more though, since the asteroids on the inside of the belt are also counted. $116 times 4.8, I suppose. A total of 500 asteroids should easily fit. Putting 540 on there somehow. I think we should keep the incoming amounts in mind here. Okay. Something like that. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. How's it going over here? 5, I guess that's normal, because they take a while to go all the way around. It does not appear that we are constantly producing iron again. That's probably not the most efficient way to do it. Since this guy is not producing all the time, but it won't be producing all the time anyway. I guess technically it would maybe be better if we had sort of a buffer belt with the rare ones just pushing up against here. Maybe we can do that. That does not in the way I want it. We'll just let it roll. Okay, so now we should be under. No, we are still. Yeah, this should be happening, right? So we are sometimes producing at max rate and sometimes falling. That's a good sign. So I guess this is a fairly representative picture then. We're producing about 300 iron a minute. Of course, we still have the backed up asteroid situation. We will have to let that dissipate. And I guess this actually should be connecting again. We will still have to see if it actually dissipates. But my money is on yes, it will eventually dissipate. Good SPM for lazy people, 30. I like the 45 number because that is the normal ideal ratio. Basically, you just take the amount of seconds it takes to make one science pack and you build that many assemblers. So you're making one science pack per second, except the assembler speed in the beginning of the game is 0.75. So you make 45 science per minute. Still, that gets you through the game faster than you can keep up building. Yeah, it is fairly hard to keep up with, I guess, even 30 SPM. The disadvantage is the correct asteroids are not always going to be available. Why is this not moving? Already 180. Yeah, my math could be off in general here. I think it's mostly a function of the backlog problem though. I just keep watching this belt, how often it moves. Okay, it does move fairly often. Theoretically, we are producing only... we were producing 53 carbonics per minute, so slightly less than 1 per second. So we should be feeding at least 1 per second onto this belt. Okay, we cannot really count this very well. Yeah, it's hard to say if it's actually keeping up. You know what, it might not be keeping up. I did not account for one thing. I set the recipe on there. I said it consumes 0.1 asteroid per second, which is correct. But it's no longer correct if you take into effect the quality modules, which have a 5% speed penalty. So these machines are running at 10% lower speed. And I only built 27. Alright, so let's assume that the Division of the machines is perfect, which it's not entirely. I said we would spawn 160 asteroids a minute, which is correct. Each machine can process 0.1 asteroid per second, which is 6 per minute. That's not the case though. We are 10% slower. So originally I did this, and I said I need 27 machines to keep up. Oh boy. We have 27 machines, so that is bad news. Because we are actually slower. We're only doing 5.4. Which means we need 30 machines. Which means we are not fast enough. We are spawning in more asteroids than we can process. Because I forgot to take into account the productivity modules. So there's an easy way to solve it and an annoying way to solve it. The annoying way is just like expanding the build and launching up more stuff. And the easy way, of course, is just dividing this entire number by 1.3. By using uncommon asteroid crushers. So I guess let's see if we have 27 of those. We have 28 of those. Isn't that convenient? That must be destiny. Alright, John, this will solve a problem. Once and for all. Wait, he hit me. Don't hit me. My shiny mech armor. I'm going to have to let them hit me a little. So I can fix. The silo. Alright, there we go. Problem solved. All the asteroid collectors are uncommon now. And they're going way faster than they were designed to be. This is still okay, because we overbuilt this already as is. This belt is not clogging up. The numbers on here are just because it's a very inefficient belt. It's a purposefully built inefficient belt where all the asteroids just go an entire loop before they come back into grabbing range again, because we want something to look at. That is basically what's going on. As long as this guy doesn't have asteroids waiting for it, I think we should be alright. Yeah, it's now idle. This is idle. We are not producing iron. Pretty good. I never enabled these machines. We already have 12,000 rare iron in here. That is incredible. If we look at how many iron I got in my network, it's 26k and hardly any gears. And we just made 12k rare iron in space. While still in the testing phase. So that is pretty nice. I think we are just gonna let the logistics bots from this network pick it up. Yeah, that's gonna be an escort of bots, as fast as the inserters can keep up with. The real question is, how fast are we producing iron in space now? And are those 3 inserters enough to keep up with what we need? I guess we could build the roboport 1 tile more close by and double the inserters if we need to. It kind of looks nice though. Let's put a light on it. No. We got the silo lit up. I guess that one light is alright. Alright, so this is still going to be backed up for a while because all the belts are backed up. Let's mark until where the belt is backed up. It is backed up until here. I don't think they're drawn equally. This one is almost free. Backed up to here. You can look back there later to see how it's going. Of course, we're not actually catching the asteroids here right now because these things are full. Any asteroids floating in here is probably not going to be caught. This guy, okay, this guy will be catching chunks. Okay, these guys are fairly full, but not entirely full. These guys are completely full though. So this asteroid won't be caught, for example, I think. Unless the internal storage of the asteroid arm still has space, but I doubt it at this point. Yeah, that one is just gonna crash into the platform for now. So until the belts are empty, this is not gonna work at full speed. We are emptying the belt though, apparently. Since we already have moved to the next asteroid collector now. On this side as well. I think it should be alright. Alright. So let's take the highest value possible, 400 iron a minute. If we were be doing 400 iron a minute, that is 6.666 iron a second. That's actually more than these inserters would be able to keep up with. Because these inserters, they do only like 1.9 iron. Maybe 2 actually, maybe 2. But that would not be fast enough. If we're doing 360 iron a minute though, they can keep up with 360 iron a minute. I think they're probably doing slightly faster than their listed speed, because they don't need to make the full 180-degree swing. If I tested this, it would do 120 iron plates a minute. It's actually kind of important. Let's do test that real quick. But I think that is just a really quick test. Let's restart so we can speed up. Alright. So this is the situation. And we want to know how much gets transferred. Alright. So we just let the game run for 1 minute. Speed it up. And we'll see how many plates go in there. Okay, 120. So we are doing basically 2 per second flat. So the rotation speed of 691 degrees a second is acting like 720 degrees a second. Most likely because we are not actually making the full 180 degree rotation. Probably slightly less than, or at least for like the hit boxes where the inserter grabs and puts away the iron. Let's do it one more time. Let's start with the inserter with an iron plate extended straight. And then we'll run again. And we'll see exactly where it ends. Okay, it's exactly 2 per second because we get 120 plates in there and the inserter is exactly in the same part of the swing as when we started the ticks. Alright, so 360 iron a minute is what we can do with those 3 inserters. We could make it safer by doing this basically. Making it 4 chests, just move the roboport over 1. But we like unnecessary risks of clogging up entire systems here apparently. I don't think we should actually get there though. I mean, already we are at 360, that's the exact limit, 360, but we are eating up more asteroids than we are spawning. Yeah, now we are already 2 asteroid collectors further away on this side. And here as well, so eventually the rates should drop, right? So we're gonna be good, I suppose. Alright, I guess that's a success. First space casino ever done. It's only making rare iron. So I guess now the time is basically figuring out what are all the basic resources we need. Like we're making rare iron ore in space right now. We could be making rare copper ore in space. Then the carbon thing makes carbon and potentially, what was it again? Calcite? No, sulfur. Those are together used to make rare coal. That is coal. I guess this makes iron, this makes copper. I guess concrete, but concrete uses bricks and molten iron in the more efficient recipe, so we don't need to keep iron ore around for that. Copper doesn't have any other recipes except for going straight into plates. Sulfur though goes into liquid or explosives. I don't think explosives is a critical component for us. But theoretically, if we were to do a full set of legendary everything, I think we should count sulfur as a base resource instead of just counting it to make coal from carbon. Alright, the other thing we get is ice cubes and calcite potentially. I think that is useless to us. As calcite can be made into stone, but only on Vulcanus because of the lava. I don't think, yeah, this is just so easy to produce on Vulcanus itself. It kind of doesn't make sense to use this from space. I think we're better off recycling the oxide asteroids into the two other variants, even when it's legendary stage. Yeah, we can get rare concrete with the help of rare iron, rare stone bricks, I suppose. But we will set that up on Vulcanus. Stone has to be set up on Vulcanus. Got literal millions of unneeded calcite laying around in the calcite patches. It's basically a space casino on Vulcanus for stone. It's gonna be way more efficient than doing the asteroid thing. At least in my stage where we're getting like over 20 times less products from the asteroid. You don't need rare landfill? No, I guess not. Is landfill used for anything else? Oh wait, yeah, landfill is used for anything else. I think landfill recycles into landfill, right? Yeah, it just recycles back into landfill, so you don't get stone out of that. I don't think we're gonna be needing any soils. I mean, how many physical science packs do we actually need? We still need to be in the right biome to do this, right? Even if it's artificial soil. Overgrowth soil. Wait, we need overgrowth soil. We still need to be in the correct biome. So we are still not entirely free of where to place it. I guess the... But then again, it's soil. We don't need it. That doesn't need to be quality. You're just sniping me, man. It's working as well. It shouldn't work. I guess you could store quality Biterex into the overgrowth soil and accept the 75% loss. You can just recycle this to make productivity modules on demand. Can we? Yeah, this recycles back into Biterex. Okay, that's interesting. What about biolabs? Do they recycle back? No, they recycle back into biolabs. We already found that out. Productivity modules do recycle back into Biterex. Those are kind of expensive though to store. That's basically what we want to make usually. Science recycles back into science. Yeah, okay. Biter spawners recycle back into biter spawners. -1 pollution a minute, alright. So I guess this is the way to store Biterex. We do need quality jelly nut seeds and quality. This is a fairly annoying way to store Biter-X. Quality landfill for biochambers. Oh, I forgot about those. That also requires quality pentapod eggs and whatnot. I think I would rather do the traditional upcycling loop, starting with basic ingredients to upcycle this. Like storing, like, the nutrients would spoil in, I guess not in 5 minutes if they are legendary, but fairly dangerous and stuff to have that laying around in different qualities all the time. The biochambers do recycle back into its components there. Quality landfill for biochambers. I guess quality nutrients are not that hard to get. Pentapod X could be the limiting factor in making the biochambers. We could make that the limiting factor. For what do you need biochambers though? Do you actually need them for anything? I guess if you want to make Gleba truly UPS optimized, you would need them to have less machines for the Gleb and stuff. I guess they are better for oil cracking, but they do run on nutrients. Which is meh. It's kind of so-so. Fluid transport doesn't cost anything extra based on the quantity that is flowing. In terms of UPS. I don't think it's like belts where you have an integer amount of things which need to be transported all the time. Fluid is just a number running through a pipe, almost like solar panels these days. So as long as my oil fields are producing more oil than we need, which they will, and it's easy to upgrade, we can upgrade these modules, we can make these pumps so fast without producing any more pollution at this point. I don't think it's worth it to save on oil using biochambers. I think the nutrient cycle to feed biochambers will add more performance issues than that the extra oil saved will decrease performance. I don't think that's going to be worth it. Alright, so discounting Gleba, Fulgora didn't really have any specific resources except for holmium, but that's not... that goes into liquid, the holmium ore. I guess we need holmium plates though. I guess, so the holmium ore goes into liquid, so even quality holmium ore loses its quality once it becomes liquid. Then it needs... once it's a liquid, it is going to be either science or another liquid or a holmium plate. So we do need holmium plates. That's the most basic resource we can get in quality format on Fulgora. From that we should be able to make everything else in quality form again. by combining it with Norwegian resources. So I guess this should be holmium plates. So I'm going to get rid of that recipe. I'm just going to put this one here to remind myself that we need to just recycle that into more carbon or metallic asteroids. Hey, Macha. Hello, hello. We're doing Space Casino for the first time ever, basically. I figured out how it works, kind of. And it's already incredibly OP, even considering the fact that we have no asteroid productivity whatsoever researched. Is the stash has disappeared. I guess it would be great if I can join all of these and let everything flow everywhere. Don't really want to do an actual lane balance. This is just a flawed design to begin with. And getting rid of this backlog. We're still getting rid of the backlog, but it's taken a while. Guess we could temporarily cheat and do this. So it flows on that side. No, we cannot. Making the same mistake as just literally like 10 seconds ago. I guess that'll work. Now we're just deleting more asteroids. So why doesn't it work? Okay, we are doing... This is already on the correct side of the belt when it comes in. So we cannot really... We either need to make a proper design or just live with this one. We're gonna just live with this one then. Fine, we'll live with this one. I do want to know the actual production rate though. So we are gonna just delete a bunch of asteroids then. So be it. We want this entire belt to go on the downward flow. So we are actually capturing all of these asteroids again. And then we should pretty soon get to the actual production rate. I guess I could literally just delete the entire section and then just watch the production go up again to its value. Okay, we're down to 325 for the moment. Alright. Thanks, Flinks, for the subscription. Just had a short speedrun with JD, alright, nice. Doing insane builds again, this doesn't feel that insane. This is just a copy of the space platform we had already for science. Except the interior is different. It's a giant belt where all the asteroids go on, then we have a dumb system to take over the quality asteroids and feed them on the quality asteroid belt, where we have a dumb system. So the asteroids are just visible for the most amount of time possible before they get taken again. They have to go all the way to the top side of the belt. I guess asteroid productivity doesn't work on this recipe either. That would be kind of dumb. Then when we get one of those, it goes in here and we get the ore. And then we're forcing it down. It's doing wonders for iron so far. Now we're figuring out what would actually be needed if we want to make the game. I guess the easiest way to see the new recipes is just to click the planet. They should tell us, I know, just the exclusive recipes. So EM plant requires Norwegian stuff, which is basically, you can make coal, copper and iron in space, stone on Vulcanus. That's all the basic Norwegian resources except for oil. And with all the Norwegian stuff we can make the Norwegian recipes, which includes steel, processing units and refined concrete. So we just need holmium plates for that one. And we need nothing to make recyclers or lightning towers. Supercapacitors are basically coming down to the basic resources, right? So batteries is Norwegian stuff. Holmium we have already added to the list. Superconductors is more holmium and Norwegian stuff. So we should be able to make those as well. Alright. Let's check Vulcanus. There's a lot of exclusive recipes. Calcite and tungsten. I guess we need we'll be mining tungsten ore in quality form. Already doing that. So the foundry have the discs. The mining drills have the discs. The rest is again Norwegian stuff. This has the tungsten plates and Norwegian stuff. This is just tungsten with molten iron. This is tungsten with carbon, which we can get from space straight up. So I think that completes the Vulcan set of resources. If we just add quality tungsten ore to the mix. That should be all. We'll also add... Let's add a calcite into stone thing. So we want to get the rare stone. We do need... we'll just use rare calcite on Vulcanus to do that. I don't know how to put that. Let's put it like this for now. I don't want to make that from asteroids. Alright. Let's see if we can learn something from the other two planets still. We have Gleba. And very specific. Let's check the exclusive recipes. That's the... I mean, this is not something you can store up on demand anyway. You cannot make, you cannot store up rare quality ingredients on Gleba because they'll spoil and turn into legendary regulars. So the closest we can get to producing legendary biochambers on demand is indeed storing up some high quality landfill. But we can make high quality landfill on demand from stone as well. Kinda seems a little bit like a waste. think the way to legendary biochambers is probably just starting with normal resources and then building an upcycling loop and activating it whenever you want to make rare biochambers. It's not really like producing it on demand as you will produce anything else like this by just having the ingredients. It will more be like similar to the Gleben signs, which kinda can be like transported on demand, but it's a little bit elaborate, right? It's a little bit elaborate to switch it on and off. You need to pay attention with that. So I don't think I'm going to include that. The last thing we have is Aquilo. I guess we need to look here. Lithium plates is not an exclusive recipe for Aquilo, apparently. Alright, so everything is a liquid on Aquilo until we get to the actual lithium. That does require holmium plates, which we are already gathering on Fulgora. How is it going here anyway? I remember we have a little bit of a temperature issue. Okay, I have alt mode switched off. We still have fuel in here, but it's not gonna last forever. We need to fix this at some point. Probably not too long into the future. Were we still doing quality lithium here, or are we done? I think we're done. We have a small amount of uncommons. Where's the rare ones though? Am I not doing any rare? What's going on? Oh, we just have productivity on this. I think we changed this around a couple times. I think we decided it was the easiest way to make rare lithium is just using the quality holmium plate you want and then just productivity moduling the F out of it. So we just use rare holmium plates to make rare lithium and then make rare lithium into rare lithium plates and then make rare lithium plates into whatever you want of it. Cryoplants, we got the quantum processors. We have the carbon fiber. We need to look for the carbon fiber for Gleba, I suppose. It's made from carbon. Carbon we get from space already, and Numako mesh, which again is annoying Gleben specific things. I guess I'm just going to hope that this is enough. We got 4000 rare carbon here, so we are making it on demand. What is rare carbon used for anyway? Railguns, which we'll need a finite amount of. Rocket turrets, I guess both of those will go on the Prometheum ship. They don't necessarily need to be quality though. Further, so we have enough to make about 2000. We just use everything for stack and sailors. What about those quantum processors? What are those used for? Railguns, personal toys, and fusion power. That's also pretty finite, I would say. I guess we need fusion power on the new ship again. I don't see us really needing tons and tons of carbon fiber. Except for stack inserters later on, which are needed on a regular basis at least. Once we got the fusion reactors for the ships, we got those. We can build fusion reactors on land as well, but on land we've got infinite space, so we might as well just build regular quality fusion plants, like we have been building regular quality nuclear plants. Of course, on the ships it makes sense to conserve some space. And some of these things are rare quality. But even the reactors are regular quality on the ship here as well. So I guess we don't even need rare lithium as a base material. Rare lithium is just rare holmium plates. Okay, so let's arrange it vertically then. This becomes rare stone. This becomes nothing. Holmium becomes itself as well as rare lithium. And I guess then carbon fiber. Carbon fiber comes from carbon, but mostly from that Yamaco mesh stuff. Which makes it annoying. Not really sure how to organize this. I guess carbon fiber comes from that as well. Alright, something like that. We'll just say we'll recycle that, like that over there. Okay, this is what we have then. Asteroids make iron and copper on demand. Asteroids make carbon and sulfur to turn it into coal. Coal of course becomes plastic, and plastic becomes a lot of other things. Then to complete the Norwegian resource quadrilogy, we make stone from calcite and vulcanus, and stone bricks and concrete and refined concrete as follows. And then the triangles and the plates, the tungsten carbide and the tungsten plates come from tungsten and more carbon and molten iron. Holmium comes from Fulgora, which we're already doing. And then all of these things together, the lithium, the holmium, the carbon fiber and the tungsten products become quantum processors. I think that should be the entirety of base resources needed to make everything in the game, right? Carbon fiber is a pain. Either upcycle from tool belts or you just force upcycle fruits. I have no idea actually what I'm doing right now. Let me make a blueprint of this. This is the base quality resources. What I currently think at least is base quality resources. Let's just make another save because why not? We only have 2127 saves before this. Ooh, don't press the restart button. Let's see, what are we actually doing here? It looks like I'm just trying to make fruits. Where do the standard quality fruits go though? Okay, the standard quality fruits just go in here. And we're trying to make quality carbon fiber from the standard quality. If we get higher quality, that goes into these provider chests, and then we combine that with potentially quality carbon over here from the infinite amounts of spoilage we are creating, and combine it into making uncommon quality carbon fiber here with a chance to make rare ones, or productivity module rare quality. That is going to be a pain to get up to legendary for sure. It's probably already hard enough as it is to get 10 Yumako mesh and rare quality. Make one carbon fiber before it spoils. Oh. Has been working for us alright though. Oh yeah, and right, all of these chests are full with regular and uncommon carbon fiber. So actually just recycling that with a chance to hard upcycle it into rare ones as well, I suppose. Yeah, that's gonna be... Gleba is a pain, man, in general for everything, but and with quality that is even worse. Uranium. Right, uranium. Forgot about uranium. Do I need to worry about oil even at all? I mean, I got uranium. That may be enough for the rest of the game. This does not take quality modules. Okay, what is uranium used for? Fuel cells, which don't matter for quality. This doesn't matter either. And the rest is just weaponry. What about the U-235? Okay, that is used for things. Like biolabs, which is a one-time make. We did that already, so we don't really need to do that anymore. Unless we... Yeah, the research productivity stuff, which requires twice the labs, which is another one-time thing. Captive biter spawners. That's also not really something we're gonna be wanting to make on demand a lot, I suppose. We just need enough to do Prometheum signs. We don't need it to absorb pollution or anything fancy. We've got biters used for that, they work adequately for our needs. This requires biter eggs, which is also going to be annoying. So just a one-time make. I think we've got enough uranium. And we can make more from this. So we'll just be mining that like we've been doing so far with quality modules, and then processing it with more quality. That worked well for us, so I think we'll just keep doing that. Now, fuel cells into personal equipment. That's only the fission reactor. Why do you need the fission reactor for the fusion reactor? And spiders, actually. Alright, but that's just something we'll make on demand when we need it. I don't really think we need to, like, automate 700 spidertrons just yet. I mean, I waited to make more of... I have not got a lot of this because we've been waiting to make that until we had Mark III productivity modules, which we got now. So now we might wait some more until we get legendary Mark III productivity modules to make the most out of this. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not really that... I don't think we need to go full on everything possible on demand quality. I think we need to take a practical viewpoint to that. And that kind of means what we did over here. There's going to be more than enough to make everything we need for the base. Let's take a look at the Space Casino. Is the belt already coming down? What is this stack doing? Okay, so all the asteroids are flowing. These things are empty now, so we are catching the full amount of asteroids. Guess this will eventually drain completely, and then this stack will drain as well at a larger pace. We're pretty close to that 360 per minute still. That means that these inserters are having a hard time keeping up still. Which means the requester chest should still be pretty full. They are still pretty much full. Okay, we are trashing the rare iron automatically. There should not be any space to put it though. There is no storage chest around here. Only buffer chests, which all have a filter, and those 3 requester chests we just added over here. I guess those should be buffer chests as well. That way they do count towards the stuff in the network. If it's in requester chest, it doesn't count. Alright, so then we are set basically. This comes from space, this comes from space. This will just force on into existence on Gleba, the way we're doing it right now. We're already mining quality tungsten, we just need to start processing it again. We'd add some quality coal miners back on Vulcanus as well. It might be easier. And more effective than getting carbon from space. Also on Gleba, it's not the carbon that is the problem, it is the fruits. The only thing we really need to set up anew is stone on Vulcanus. We're not doing any quality stone shenanigans. We could take a look. I mean, it would be... We could integrate it into the science build. It is a little bit dangerous though, because if anything clogs up. Why is this not going? I guess railgun is not a purple technology. So we are making these, but not purple. So we could add quality modules in here to make quality stone out of here. But we're using this stone for science actually, to make the furnaces and whatnot. So I probably just want to build something entirely separate. Hook it up to a separate calcite patch and call that good. Alright, that's sinking man stuff, and I think I'm out of sync for today. I'm gonna give myself a check mark on the Space Casino. Let's do that. I think that's about as far as we're gonna go with it today. Now let's check the logistics network for iron plates. How's it going? We started with 26k, we've got 43k already. We got 12k more, I suppose. Because that's what's in the requester chest still. Guess we should just check the Space Casino and click all. Yeah, 30k rare iron already. And how much time? We're going to be flooding Norvis with rare iron like this. If we can get iron at this rate out of here, maybe we should be making quality coal from space as well. Well, let me check my notes. I did make some notes. Got a priority list, but there is nothing really high priority on the priority list, so that doesn't really help. I guess we'll just take a quick look at Prometheum signs. What do we need to do to make that? Just to get a head start in it. Okay. Alright, Prometheum signs. That does require the asteroid chunks, which we'll be collecting. I guess we'll put it on there anyway. 25. That's actually 2.5 only per pack. You get 10 at a time. Okay, you get 10 at a time. Let's just make this 10. You need one quantum processor. That is going to be annoying. We're going to have to fully automate those. Not looking forward to that really. Like mentioned, this playthrough was never supposed to go beyond the solar system edge, so all my builds are just doing science and are fine-tuned for science, so I'm not sure we are gonna have the overproduction needed to make quantum processors at the rate we need it. But let's first figure out the rate at which we need it. And maybe it's not gonna be that bad. We can do that, like, I guess right now. And then the byte X, it was 10 byte X. Per science pack. Would it make sense to do quality? I guess not, because the asteroid stuff. Does Prometheum science get absorbed twice as fast if it's quality? That's probably not how it works. I'm gonna try that anyway. Quality just says it will probably drain at half the rate. Alright, so let's switch tech to that research productivity stuff. Yeah, no, the research rate is falling. We do need the double amount of biolabs to do this. This would be a reason for me to try to make quality Prometheum signs. If it would get rid of the requirement to double the labs just for this one specific research. That is so annoying. It's so annoying because, you know, I like my science graphs nice and flat, and we got that. But with this, just for this single technology, it's going to halve. Then my 50-hour nice flat graph since the beginning will just fall flat basically. So while we could accept just that it goes at half the rate, but this is annoying. Alright, so we don't have any reasons to make quality Prometheum signs then, other than the biter X maybe spoiling less fast and coming back with twice the effective signs per biter X that we launch up there. Don't think that's enough reasons to go for quality. Alright, so we actually need 1800 science packs if we want to go full rate. But these things are made in a cryogenic plant. Now is the question, do we account for rare modules? I think we just account for rare productivity modules, Mark III. Which means we can get 8 module slots times 16% productivity. 8 times 16, I should know that, but it's too late to calculate it from the top of my head. We're gonna have 128% productivity bonus, so we actually need 1800 divided by 2.28. We need 790 physical science packs. So we need 790 sets of ingredients, except we divide it by 10 again, we get 10 plus science pack ingredient. So that brings us down to the true amount we need. Uh, 79 quantum processors a minute. Okay, this might turn out to be fairly doable actually. I guess 790 biter X a minute. And asteroids a minute, yeah, right. Let's go with 79. Guess we'll go with 80. Let's go with 80. We'll go with 79. The asteroids are a weird one though, because the asteroids are only going to be quote-unquote produced once we're out there in the beyond the solar system edge, whereas the production of quantum processors can be just stable. I guess the production of biter X also might need to... What's the rate on that anyway? 30 minutes. So we need to return, and our return journey needs to be less than 30 minutes. Or we also need to produce these like right before the ship arrives at a higher rate of about 800 a minute. Just forgot how fast these are produced. Crafting speed 1. I guess we can make these in quality as well. Crafting time 10 seconds, so that's like half a biter X per second. We need like bioflux to do that right. I think we'll look at the biter X stuff later. We do need to ship bioflux to Norvis. But yeah, let's look at the quantum processors for now. think this is going to be a negligible amount of bioflux. We already have more bioflux, and we have been shipping bioflux over to Novis to make the capture bot rockets initially. That was actually a okay way to store bioflux, was it not? Did it also require Bytrex? It also required Bytrex, right? I know, that is a decent way to store bioflux, I suppose. We gather back a reliable 5 per recycle attempt. Bioflux has to be made on Glabber, or can it be made here as well? It has to be made in a biochamber. It doesn't say it has to be made on Glabber. But we do need to make it using the Glabben stuff, so that kinda limits it to Glabber. There is no alternative recipes, it seems. So we have to kinda make it on Glabber then. I think we can still afford this. This is not moving all the time, so we can still afford to. Oh, that could put spoilage on the belt. Never even considered that. I guess spoilage will get filtered off the belt though at the end. Yeah, it does. Alright. I think we still have a little bit of overcapacity of bioflux. The bioflux for the Bytrex was like almost nothing at all. I don't expect that's going to be a problem. The bioflux for that is just going to be negligible. Let's just put that at 0 to indicate that's a negligible amount, which we can most likely just steal off of the current Glabber production without any care in the world. Not so much for the quantum processors though, I am fairly certain. Let's just round it up to 80. This is the only one which we are sure that we can produce at a steady pace, and that's going to be plenty. We can also make these in... Oh no, we need to make these in EM plants, so that's actually even more productivity bonus. We get 16% times 5 for the modules, and then plus 50% in build, which is 2.3. So the amount of recipes we need is actually 80 divided by 2.3. Let's say 35 ingredients. It was still 35 if we divide 79. So we need 35 of all of these ingredients per minute. Tungsten carbide. This is all regular quality. That is a very small amount compared to everything we're producing, I think. We could check the production rates of carbon fiber currently on Glabber. We might already be producing that. If that's true, then I'm very happy. Because that means we don't need to make any changes. And then 2 lithium plates. If only I could find it. And I guess the fluorochetone 350, that we're going to need to look at as well. We cannot request fluorochetone to here. So let's just put an ice cold. What's the closest thing to fluorochetone? I guess this. We for sure don't need 350 fusion cells a minute, so we'll have to understand that. Okay, so let's check the production rates. 35 carbon fiber on Glabber, that's the big one. Let's first check that. We're not using that for anything else. We're producing 10 times that amount in our quest to get some rare ones out of it. Alright. Well, problem... Oh no, wait, this is per 10 minutes. It's actually... We produce exactly that amount, it appears. Slightly over. So basically we just have to stop recycling the regular results. Like we're doing now. And instead ship them off to Aquilo, and that should be carbon fiber done. Like mentioned, the bioflux we can also just steal. We did that before without any trouble. If we run into trouble, we can still like put Mark III productivity modules in the science to produce the science packs we need from less resources and slightly slower due to the increased speed penalty. But I would rather not touch the science production. Okay, that's good news. So that's a check mark for carbon fiber. Blue chips. We produce blue chips on Fulgora more than we need already. We are actually trashing them right now. That looks like more than 35 blue chips per minute to me. So I would say we're set on blue chips as well. They're gonna come from Fulgora. So blue chips from Fulgora. Guess we switch this around then. Carbon fiber is go. I want to split that. So this is Fulgora. We need to check the superconductors then on Fulgora. How is it going with those? We have been leeching off of here already to make quality stuff. Basically what we need to know is how many regular superconductors are we making here? It appears we're making 1.44 a second. Of course there's 16% quality involved. But that still means we should be making 1.15 a second, or roughly 69 per minute. Nice. So yes, we can just grab that as well. Science has been working fine, I think. Yeah, it has been working smoothly. It is backed up, so we can just leech that off of the existing build as well. Okay, this is going to be easier than I thought. So Fulgora is accounted for, Glabber is accounted for. I'm pretty sure Vulcanus is going to be accounted for as well. Vulcanus is going to be as easy as just throwing Mark III productivity modules in here. And then we can leech stuff off of the belt. I'm pretty sure though we are not doing it at the moment, but I think we can steal some of those triangles. We are making 2500 a minute. We need 35 a minute. It's like less than 1.5% extra. We are consuming... Let's call this 10k tungsten ore a minute. We have up to 7 belts incoming. That's 12.6k of throughput, so also that is not gonna nick us. I forgot the amount we actually need for science here. This is just directly lithium plates, right? So we can quickly calculate that. One cryo science pack requires 1 lithium plate. We again have this productivity, so divide by 2.28. We need 789 lithium per minute. Which is how much per second? 13 per second. Alright. And we are producing 2.46 times 6 minus 2.46 times 6. We are overproducing 1.6 lithium per second. That's, yeah, okay, we just simply can leach that off of here in terms of smelting. So we can make extra quantum processors out of these lithium plates as far as the smelting is concerned. Because this is more than the 70. This is going to be 96 lithium per minute. The question then is, will we be feeding this enough? Lithium brine is going to be pumped as needed. Ammonia, well, the tanks are full, so I guess that will be fine as well. Just a little bit more. How much lithium are we doing anyway? Yeah, we're doing 730. So we need about 10% extra. That is not nothing. But I don't think it's going to be that dramatic. I mean, we'll just be crushing more ice cubes if we need more ammonia. This is not working all the time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this could work way more often, and that just comes from the ocean. So lithium should be fine as well. Then the last ingredient is this fluid stuff. Not actually the cooling. But the creation. I think this thing is not working for enough time that we can afford it. How much do we need again? 350 a minute. So how much are we even making? We're making hot fluoroctone in here as well. Okay, not really sure how to interpret this. We can just look at this machine though. We need 350 a minute. This thing can produce 100 per second. So it would need to work for 3.5 extra seconds per minute. It does seem like it can do that. Again, this is infinite. This is infinite. That's going to require a little bit more lithium even. But we have overproduction. 0.13. About 0.8. Yeah, we have almost enough extra lithium from here that we could run this machine non-stop, and we are not running it non-stop by a long shot. Lithium should be good. And solid fuel, well, if we are not producing enough solid fuel, I'm gonna eat my head. It requires 0.9, this makes 3.2. So it does look like we... This is extremely good news. I'm gonna make a mark for that. Automating quantum processors, this is huge. Where is the quantum thing? Down here somewhere. Automating quantum processors for medium science. Let's use the requires 0 extra infrastructure. Galaxy wide. It's not a galaxy. I'm just gonna write galaxy anyway. Galaxy wide. That is great news. Then the rest, what we need to figure out is Byterex. Import already made bioflux from Glabba. I think we're gonna need to do some custom import sizes, not like full rockets, because this is we're gonna need this at a very slow rate. I guess it will just spoil, it will be fine, we can just throw it away when it spoils. And then the last thing is the Prometheum asteroids, which are the big factor. I mean, we did fly to the Shattered Planet in the new player experience, so I do know a thing or two about destroying those. I know nothing about actually consuming those things though. So how far and how long to gather enough? I have no idea. That is something we'll have to find out. I do like to do stuff not in editor mode these days, since we want to progress science, but it is going to be pretty hard to figure out how to do 1800 science per minute beyond the solar system edge if every effing time for every new experiment we need to build a ship and send it out across the galaxy only to try it out here and then have it blow up or bite or spawn on the platform and getting destroyed, and then we have to build an entire new ship. That's probably going to be some editor mode shenanigans, I suppose. Oh, hey Spock, the streams are gonna end pretty soon, so sorry about that. Egg under production. I think Mark III and Glabba is indeed not gonna work out immediately. The thing is, I'm producing 2600 science a minute at the moment, which is almost a full blue belt. Of course, I would produce more. I would just be stashing or like throwing away the rest and letting it rot, burning it into the heat network. But if I don't upgrade this belt to Express, is it already green? No, to this turbo belt. The science is just gonna back up on the belts. I think we are underproducing eggs by a lot. Because I failed to take into account that the mouse overvalues give the pure production, including the production which is needed to produce new eggs. So it says 0.91 per second production, and this consumes 0.94, which indeed is a slight underproduction. But actually, you need to deduct the 0.32 eggs that it needs again. So we're actually producing only about 0.6 eggs per second, which makes this machine run only 2/3 of the time. So I'm pretty sure we could just stash Mark III productivities in there. We do have speed modules, so the slowdown effect would not be that great. We would exceed 2700 SPM though, so we would need to make sure the belt is upgraded to actually not have a belt throughput limit, which then backs up to the science production at the end and then cause some of these to stop working. That would be disastrous. But that's a simple belt upgrade away. I don't think we need to do that though. Lab and Science probably will arrive fresher if I don't, because if I do that, we're gonna consume less of these fruits. They're gonna lay longer on the belt before they get turned into bioflux. Okay, let's do one more check on the Space Casino. Okay, there we go. The entire belts have been emptied out. And there's only a handful of asteroids on the belt right now. So actually I could, for experimental value, turn them back into regular quality and see if it actually will cause asteroids to back up again. Not entirely sure that it will. We can keep those on board for now. I have way too many platforms. That's so many extra launches up there which we turned out to not need. I'm just going to keep it on board for now. Let's check the new definitive iron production rates. It should go down. It's not going down. I guess it's pretty variable. 380 a minute. I guess we need a longer interval to actually see what will be happening. I'm going to put both of those in there, just in case I accidentally delete this. These are the figures we need. Yeah, how we are gonna approach that, it is for future Mike to decide. Especially with the biter X, that's gonna require some more what's it called? I don't know much about this. I only did this once in my entire career, and that is to make the biolabs in a one-time effort somewhere over here. Made biolabs and productivity modules in one go. And now all of these spawners have changed gender. All of them are now biters. No more spitter spawners once they return to their quote-unquote original state. So we could actually use it to make artificial biter zoos where there is now only spitter nests. Like we got some like location. There was one good location for a nest like which had only spitter spawners. Ah, this one. So we didn't make a biter zoo here because we don't want the spitters to do that. We want only the biters. Alright, in general it's looking good. I think we made okay progress. We did finish the research to make the end game equipment. And we figured out the building blocks for 1800 SPM, at least the quantum processors. We figured out we have enough resources laying around, enough overproduction to just leech off of it, send it to Aquilo. We just need to build the quantum processor automation there. And we should be good to go on those. I guess we need an extra rocket silo on Aquilo for launching those up to a separate spaceship or something. I guess we could stash them on the Aquilo Explorer as well. Just we have the space to ferry over a handful of those a minute. We might end up doing that. The only thing we don't really know yet is the biter X, how that will go, but that's gonna require some actual experimentation, I think. As well as the Prometheum asteroid shooting and collecting. How am I even gonna design a ship without testing it? I mean, of course we've got a design that works, like the flashlight, the torch, but that one is for collecting chunks. How many chunks did we need again? Oh god, can we collect the chunks and just bring them to Novis? 1900 a minute. Say 2000 a minute, right? It was 2000 chunks a minute. Can we actually do that? I discounted doing it in the Cursed Belt video way, where we collect the asteroid chunks and just bring them to Novis. Because 1800 SPM is not nothing. It's not like a default settings SPM. 2000 a minute. I'm not sure I have that blueprint over here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we do have it. So we do have this ship over here. Oh, it does require some epic components though, but I guess we'll be making those at some point. Legendary assemblers, why not? That was just for the producing enough ammo. So this thing does it all. It makes all the ammo, it does make the rockets, it makes the railgun shells, everything. I forgot how many asteroids it can store. Alright, let's... We'll end the off-stream save here. We'll go in editor mode and build it. I got a public version. This game and normal. Does this one... I know it does also require epic components and whatnot. Maybe I left something in here. Rocket production. This was still when the railguns were pretty bugged in terms of shooting speed and whatnot. I think that got fixed. Okay, game is not liking this. Okay, no, the game is liking it. I just did not progress time, I think. It would be actually cool to use this ship, to be honest.